Hi there! Together let's learn about why the first federal Congress of 1789 was adding a Bill of Rights. Let's start with writing the Constitution in Philadelphia in 1787. A few of the delegates in the 1787 Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia were concerned that the document they created did not have a Bill of Rights. The idea of a Bill of Rights was brought up late in the convention when many delegates were ready to go home after a long, hot summer of deliberations. At the time, delegates such as James Madison argued that a Bill of Rights was not necessary. The delegates who argued that a Bill of Rights was not necessary said the Constitution only granted a very limited set of powers to the federal government, and all the states had their own Bills of Rights. But during the ratification debates, it became a hot issue that the Constitution had no Bill of Rights. Many of the Constitution's critics only agreed to ratify if the Congress added a Bill of Rights at its first meeting. After the Constitutional Convention, James Madison ran for a seat in the House of Representatives, and his supporters made him promise to add a Bill of Rights when he got to Congress in New York City, the seat of the federal government at the time. Now let's talk about writing the Bill of Rights in New York City in the first federal Congress. What amendments should be added to the Constitution about religion? In Article 6, Clause 3, the Constitution already banned a religious test for public office. Was more required? Each state already had its own laws defining the relationship between church and state. Some states had established churches, or churches run by state government with tax money. Others did not have established churches. All had diverse religious communities influencing local politics. Most states used tax money to support teachers of religion. Several states sent recommendations for amendments, and James Madison brought his own proposed amendments for the Congress to consider. The delegates to the first federal Congress had a lot to consider when adding an amendment about religion to the Bill of Rights. Here are some of the questions they thought about. Should Congress be banned from making any laws concerning religion? If Congress can make laws concerning religion, should all the states in the Union be covered by the same law? Should Congress be able to require codes of religious behavior to ensure virtuous citizens? Writing an amendment concerning religion was an enormous task. The congressmen needed to craft language that their states would ratify. What amendments about religion would you recommend to the congressmen as they arrive to debate the Bill of Rights? This lesson has been developed by the Utah 3Rs Project. The Utah 3Rs Project fosters an understanding of religious liberty, religious literacy, and civil dialogue through the First Amendment principles of rights, responsibility, and respect. The project promotes the public's understanding of the religion clauses of the U.S. Constitution and their relationship to public schools. We thank our research partners in developing this lesson, including Quill Project at Pembroke College, University of Oxford, Utah Valley University Center for the Study of Ethics, and 1791 delegates. Lastly, we thank the funders of this project, Utah Humanities, Craig and Connie Thatcher Foundation, and the Foundation for Religious Literacy.